Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, ladies. It's just been 1 week since we first started on this journey talking about people pleasing and perfectionism, how they impact high performing, high achieving women, and how we can unravel the knots that are really keeping us bound. I'm so glad you're still here. I have been speaking with several members of the group as they have been joining my group leadership program, which I can tell you about at the end. And what has occurred to me is there is a common theme or a common denominator or a thread that seems to run through many women's experience that are drawn to me and this work, who know that they're good with people, they're high achieving, they want to do well, and yet they also sense that they're holding themselves back and are experiencing immense amounts of stress because of the pressure they put on themselves, and they want to find a better way. And this has inspired some new trainings that I want to bring to you that I think is really going to resonate for you. That what you think the problem is actually not the problem, and what you think the solution is probably surprising. So you're going to win today by learning what I think is really going on and how to solve for some of the stressful reactions and responses that have you hooked, that have you getting exhausted, that have you feeling like you're just on the hamster wheel, and that are really driving you to distraction, maybe even changing your mood. And today, what I'm going to be talking about is specifically the problem of affecting your sleep. If you're coming on live, come on in and say hello. Give me a shout, give me an emoji. If you're joining on replay, give me a hashtag replay. Always so glad to hear who's here. I'm going to kick us off by putting in the chat a link for how you can book a call with me. In the end, if this is resonant for you, chances are you're going to crave a guide and a process for how you can navigate out of the pressures that you're feeling from having people pleasing and perfectionist tendencies. So the process is, after you learn about what my process is, you book a call with me and you talk to me and tell me what is going on with you. And we actually meet face to face and discuss what's happening for you. Okay, so check the link in the comments to see how you can get in touch with me. Let's dive in. We're talking today about one of the symptoms of people pleasing and perfectionism that high achievers might share, something that is a byproduct of really caring and working hard and scurrying and hurrying to be the best that you can be. And it is that your sleep becomes impacted. You have restless sleep. If this is you, say I. If you can resonate with this, say that's me. What it is just a symptom of the larger problem that you're experiencing. The real problem, it isn't that you can't sleep. The real problem is that you don't feel good enough. The real problem is that you don't feel accomplished, that you don't feel worthy of the high level role that you have, that you feel a burden of responsibility for others that keeps you swirling and burning and churning. The real problem is that you take on so much responsibility for the results that are in your life that you feel like it is on you and you have to do your best. You have to deliver the goods. There is a sense of burdensome responsibility that is a common denominator in all of the women that I'm speaking with about this. Many of the women worry deeply about what other people think, and it really matters what their reputation is. They don't want to let anybody down. Another common experience is that these women that I'm speaking with about people pleasing and perfectionism can't let go. They deeply believe that it is all up to me, and so that's why I have to keep going, keep striving, keep struggling. Some of those symptoms show up as working at night, working late, overwork, overdoing, not being able to let go on the weekends, being impacted mentally and emotionally with the stress of what happens when we get to Monday. And there are physical signs of that stress that can crop up as well. Some women bite their fingernails down to the quick. Some women are losing hair. Their hair is thinning or breaking. Some women gain weight with a surge of cortisol and sitting all the time and just emailing all the time, not having healthy habits, not having healthy eating habits, and actually just stressing will put on weight. Another byproduct is that we put ourselves last. So we know that we should go for a walk or run every day, but it's like the last thing on our list. So sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. So our health starts to get impacted, and there's just no joy. There is this absolute sense of burden, of hacking it out, hashing it out, grinding it out, which is the opposite of feeling ease and pleasure and joy and fun. It's almost like it's the opposite side of a continuum. And this is actually why vacations won't even work. If you get to this point of having stress and struggle in your life because you care so much about your results and you care so much about what other people think about you, going on vacation doesn't actually solve for the exhaustion that you feel, because it's your thoughts that you take with you on vacation. It's not the behaviors that you're trying to pull out of. It's actually these deep-seated beliefs that are inside of us that say, I'm only as good as I do, that I've got to stay on top of things, that I need to do more. I need to just be better. And the answer that we think is the solution is to actually do more, to learn more, to be better, to try to get on top of things, to multitask, to scurry and hurry. We keep telling ourselves that we just need to get ahead of all of this mountain of tasks and responsibility, and then somehow on the other side we'll feel better. So this is actually a fool's promise, because many of us are not actually planning or plotting for how you're actually going to get it all done. I know so many women in my community who are stressed because they've received a promotion and they haven't actually leveled themselves up to a new layer. They've just taken on more work. They haven't learned how to lead at this new level, or have they asked for the resources to provide them more bandwidth. They just double their tasks and somehow think, I'll get my email box under control someday. I just need to do it better. I need to work faster. I need to get ahead. This leads to us just absolutely trespassing on our human needs, and it gives us sloppy boundaries. Again, the working at night, working on weekends, and sometimes has us even taking on more, almost from this distorted sense of overly accepting the responsibility of not wanting to delegate to other people because we feel bad for them having so much on their plate, or we think that we should know what we're doing so well that we don't have to delegate. We start saying yes to things that are really a no, because we think if at least we can please other people, at least we can make people feel happy about our performance, at least we are a popular high performer at work, the go-to gal, then we feel safe and secure. All right, so that's a lot. That's the real problem that's underneath the stated problem, which is I don't rest well, I sleep fitfully, I am restless at night. When I roll over, I wake up and have these awful obsessive thoughts, and I can't go back to sleep. That's the problem that we state, but what's underneath it is what I'm telling you is the real problem. It's the beliefs that we're holding that keep us whirling and spinning and churning and burning. So don't don't despair. This is not bad news. This is good news. If you feel like I get it, Joe gets me, then I can help you. And you absolutely can be helped. It just means that your operating system, your default way of responding, reacting and responding hasn't served you, and that's why you're listening to me now. It's good news. I got you. On default, we will continue to strive to prove. We will struggle. We will keep busy. We will make ourselves even more busy. We whip ourselves up into a frenzy. Our to-do list is on overload. We multitask, and we keep ourselves last on our list. But the result of that is that we will burn out. For some women, when we get to that point of just sheer exhaustion, we start thinking about a demotion. We start thinking maybe I should move down. Maybe I should not have so much responsibility. Maybe I should shift jobs. Maybe I should take a reduction in pay so that I can feel better because this is just not working. And I am saying no to all of that. No, sister, you belong at this high level. You're just doing it the hardest way possible. And you're seeking relief in a misguided way. All right. So if I have named this adequately for you, now I want to name for you the real solution. It's not going on vacation. It's not downgrading your role. It's not taking a reduction in pay. The real solution is finding ease in every moment. Having your job, having your role, having the responsibility, but holding it better, coping with it in a more effective, healthy way. It absolutely can be done. And I know how, because if you remember, if you've been with me before, you know that I am the gal that got up at 4:30 in the morning without an alarm because my thoughts woke me up, and I would pad on over to the computer room in my house, open my laptop, and start emailing with a fury before dawn, hours before dawn, fueled by nothing but coffee and stress. I get it. I have broken that habit. I have remained and maybe even risen in my capital, in my leadership reputation by not doing all that stuff, by finding a better way. That's why I'm so excited to tell you what that way is. So, can you get there on your own? Can you get to ease and freedom on your own? Yes. But I believe it takes longer and costs you more if you try to do it without a guide because you're doing it with your same thoughts that you have now that have led you to this place of taking on too much responsibility and being burdened and overdoing, overactioning, staying in strategy and always whirling and burning. My process has me come alongside you and show you where your thought errors are. I show you right at the beginning of my program how you can know yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, work with your strengths, and stop the leaks in your energetic bucket. We are our own saboteurs. We punch holes in our bucket. So we go to the river to pick up all the energy, and as we go to the garden, the water drains out the bottom because we have some misguided beliefs that are leaking our energy. Learning how to stop up those holes is not hard. It's actually quite simple, but it's a process that we need to take, that I take you on, of step by step, walking you through how to find the different belief that will fuel the more empowered action that allows you to rise up and be that magnanimous leader of other people, a high achiever, a high performer, but not one that burns herself out. So, some women think like, oh, that sounds like it's going to be really hard or it's going to be really expensive. And I'm here to tell you, I don't think either one is true. What if it's fun? When you join Completely Confident Leadership, my program that I'm going to tell you about, you actually get this warm embrace by like-minded sisters who are all in the same boat and will recognize your story and will show you how they have used this process to unwind the knots that are binding them, to stop up the holes in their leaky bucket. It is so refreshing and encouraging to be seen by somebody who gets you, who also has experienced what you're experiencing and can support you and give you guidance as you find your way too. That's the power of the collective. That's why I work in a small group format. And that's why I require any woman who wants to join to actually speak with me first to make sure that we're a good fit for this community. And if you're listening to me, chances are you absolutely are a good fit if this resonates for you. So what we do is we start with a call. I have put a link in the comments below how you can call me, how you can get on my calendar. You can find the direct link and we chat. I want to hear what's going on for you. And I want to explain to you my process for how we get you from where you are to where you want to be. I'll explain it briefly now. We start with a deep dive kickoff leadership assessment that I am so sold on. I became a trained certified facilitator for this particular model because it works so well for me and my clients. It is not just an assessment, but a map that you can see in visual aid that tells you how you will use it as a path to up level your reactive behaviors of things like people pleasing and wanting people to like you, or overperforming for perfectionism, for wanting people to respect you. Those are positive qualities that are distorted, and this map, this deep dive leadership assessment that we'll do together, you and me, is going to be the foundation for how you'll do the program. When you enroll, you immediately get access to my members only area, lifetime access to all of the lessons that take you through these steps, from where you are to freedom, to ease, to being able to sleep through the night, to being able to learn how to delegate, how to hold your responsibility, how to handle negative self-talk and criticism, how to blow up imposter syndrome, how to be more functional and find joy in your leadership position. There's nothing like it. Because I think that there's one modality of actually digesting content and the other modality of actually interpreting it personally. I coach you every single week. One lesson, 1 week. For 4 months, we're in collective together, coaching on the lessons so that you make them your own, so you get it. And the very first 3 lessons deal with what I'm talking about today, about sleeplessness and the tyranny of overdoing. We have a special process that I can tell you about on the call that helps you manage yourself when those obsessive thoughts begin. I actually have a quote from a woman who went through the program who had so much to say about what it meant for her to drop that obsessive thinking. She's from Hungary. I'll keep her name private, but I wrote this verbatim from our very first call. This is what she had to say. I'm reading it over here. She says, "We have already talked about this self-limiting belief and turn it around, and I struggled with sleeping the night. Any time when I wake up and I'm semi-self-conscious, my brain starts working, and of course, I need to be perfect, trying to find a solution for something, or blaming myself for why I didn't act right, or what I did say, or what do they think about me. And I remind myself right away about what we just learned and came up with so easily, my positive beliefs, and I fall back to sleep in a minute. Like just the fact that I don't let my brain start on that downward spiral, it's wonderful. Since then, I've been able to sleep all night. It's not like I don't wake up, but I can go back to sleep. It's so powerful." So she goes on to say, what I really like about this is I'm on this journey for quite a few years, and of course I've listened to a million stuff, read books, and was trying to get closer to these thoughts and positive affirmations, and I always felt like it was never true to me. Is this true for you too? I couldn't believe that just saying something that my brain didn't believe will help me at any point. And it didn't. But somehow, from the discussions we had in our group and how you phrase them, that's me, it is believable. It is something my brain can accept and believe in. So somehow it's working for me, and I'm so optimistic. That was on our very first call. Now, she joined, like you might, before we started at the beginning of the month, and I did the warm-up content with her and other early enrollees, other women who started. You get a bonus month if you start with me before the first Sunday of next month. You get bonus coaching. And so I did this beginning awareness training of how to put ourselves back to sleep, how to find better beliefs, how to practice the more easy path that you'll learn and really bring into your DNA in the course. And that was what she had to say. All right, ladies, it is absolutely in your power to have this type of result. If you have been high achieving and spinning plates and multitasking and doing all the things and being overwhelmed with email, this is easier. It is easier to do my program than to do life the way that you have been doing it. And it is more fun, and you have me as a guide and a wonderful collective sisterhood. So, people ask me all the time about the cost. It's not outrageously expensive. For 5 months with me, it's $2,500. And you get weekly coaching, lifetime access to the lessons, a leadership assessment and map that will guide you through the entire process, and some other special bonuses that I can explain when we're on the call. The whole point isn't what it costs or what it takes, it's the result that you're going to get. That is what it's all about. It's like you coming to me and saying, I want that result. Can you help me get there? I meet with you and determine if I can, and I guarantee you the result. So, what are you even waiting for? Go into the comments below, find the link to book a call with me. We'll discuss everything that you might have questions about, and we'll get started. This is the best work that I know. It's what I've developed for women just like you, and I can't wait to meet you soon. That's what I got for you today. Go well. Bye for now.